Welcome, everybody. This is Nick Royce with Action Pack Millionaire Mentor Network. And today on the Millionaire Mentor podcast, we have the one and only Josh Elledge. How are you today, Josh?
Good. I'm sure there are other Josh Elledges out there, but if we find them, we must destroy them because there can only be one.
That can only be one. Awesome. All right. So for those of you who don't know, haven't heard about Josh, this guy gets incredible media coverage, and he's an absolute genius at what he does. So Josh, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
So I started a company nearly 10 years ago called SavingsAngel.com. And, like a lot of other people who start a company, they find themselves in a position of needing sales, needing money, and maybe not having enough budget in order to get the amount of exposure that they really want, because exposure can be very expensive. You want to run Facebook ads, or Google ads, or billboards, or TV commercials, whatever it is. We all know that you can't grow a business unless you get traffic and eyeballs. And so I was kind of in that same position, and I was able to rely on my background in working with the media. I've been a journalist in the United States Navy for 5 years, and also owned a small-town newspaper for a couple of years. And so learned something about the industry. And so I was able to get, by now, millions and millions, I mean, like literally Dr. Evil, millions of dollars of free advertising for my company, Savings Angel. And we built a 7-figure a year company, and we've spent, I'd say total, less than $500 in advertising for Savings Angel. It is all PR. It's all media exposure that we get. And so today I am inspired to teach other entrepreneurs exactly how to do this step by step. No, you don't have to pay through the nose and hire a PR firm. You can absolutely do all of this yourself.
Incredible. That's awesome. So you said you got started because you had a lot of media connections. You worked in the media, had some newspaper stuff. So what kind of prompted you to get into your business?
Well, Savings Angel was born completely out of necessity. And what it is, it's just a membership-based website, and we help people cut their grocery bill in half, saving them $400 a month, like up to $5,000 a year. And we do that with a membership that costs our members $3.99 a week. And again, it makes a lot of sense, but there are a lot of businesses that make a lot of sense that people come up with. But again, it comes down to needing exposure. So I created Savings Angel completely out of need because I needed that service. I was in a position where we needed to save more money. And so I asked my wife, I said, well, how much do we spend at the grocery store? Maybe like $400 or $500 a month. And she laughed at me. She's like, no, we spend like $700, $800, $900 a month. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
That's a lot of money. And so I started studying all of the experts because I knew that there were people who had figured that system out. And I figured, gosh, if I could just save an extra $300 a month, that's a big ticket item. And so as it turned out, there are 2 ways that you can save a lot of money at the grocery store. Number one is you can grow all your own food. That didn't really work out for me in the past, so I wasn't really counting on that to do very well. The next way is that you can use coupons very intelligently. Now, just getting the coupons in the Sunday paper and just cutting them all out, putting them in a baseball card holder, that was not going to work for me either. And so instead, I created a system that would match up these coupons with these store sales, kind of doing all the heavy lifting. And as a result, I was able to lower my grocery bill down to under $300 a month and really get all the amazing food, healthy food, anything that my family wanted. We were able to do that. So we created a membership website out of it, out of the behest of some of my friends said, this is incredible. You need to let other people know about it. So lo and behold, there became Savings Angel.
Awesome. So you have a lot of media coverage. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the different TV shows you've been on, other podcast shows, and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I've done anything from, small market media. I've done a lot of digital media. But I guess, some of my larger outlets, I've been writing a syndicated newspaper column that is in 9 newspapers, over 1 million readers every single week, and I've been doing that for about 6.5 years. I've been on radio or TV, all told, getting on close to 1,500 times now. And today I also do a syndicated TV segment that appears twice a month. Locally here in Orlando, I've been on my local Fox affiliate for now 6 years now, every single Tuesday morning. And I share a lot of value with those audiences. I'm really, really big on giving lots of value away. So the people, when they see me or hear me, they go, oh my gosh, I need to be writing this down because I want to take advantage of what this guy's talking about. And if you give enough value away to audiences, lo and behold, a percentage of them will want to take that relationship to the next level. And so as entrepreneurs and successful business owners, we're in a position where you have to give first. And the more you give, the more I believe that you can gain business-wise. So that's kind of my philosophy.
Awesome. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit more about startups and the importance of PR for startup companies as opposed to doing your regular pay through the nose, highly expensive advertising, and how much PR is so much more powerful in helping startups not just get started, but helping them find clients and customers.
Yeah. So on its face, if you were to show let's say, a quarter-page news story about a new yogurt shop that just opened up in town, and then several pages later, you had maybe, or in a different publication altogether, you had maybe like a quarter-page ad. On its face, the story is generally going to be, the earned media is generally going to be about 3 times more effective than the ad. But now here's the thing. You have to understand that when you're working with journalists, when you're working with the media, you're going to have to give up a little bit of control. And so now, ads are high control, right? You can really control the messaging, nearly 100%, but your trust level is way down because people, when they see it, are like, well, this is an ad. Obviously, they want to sell me something. So just like a banner ad that comes up on your screen, or a sponsored post in Facebook, or you're watching the Olympics or you're watching whatever, and a TV commercial comes on, we go into skeptic mode and we fold our arms, tap our toe, and we're like, all right, what are you selling me? And people work very hard to avoid being sold to and being advertised to, but yet we love being entertained and informed, and that's what content is for. And so I'm a big believer that if you can just focus on what it is that people want from you, what you can give away for free, then you just begin the relationship in a much better way, as opposed to, we've all been to those networking events where you got this guy that just comes up to you and he's a big motor mouth and he's like 1,000% in sales mode. It just makes you want to walk, kind of step away real slowly from him and like, get away from me, because we just don't like that. But we do like finding ways that our own lives can be enriched. And so again, if you do that with content and you do that by serving audiences, you're going to get people's attention, and it's just going to cost you a whole lot less if you're willing to abide by the rules of working with influencers and journalists.
Exactly. I want to talk a little bit more about the importance of team building, a business plan, putting those things together. What was your experience in the importance of building a good, solid business plan as well as building a good, solid team for your company?
Well, your plan and or your system and or your people are what are going to change and convert your job that you just created yourself into a business and a lifestyle business that will give you the freedom so that you don't have to work quite as hard. And I think about my own daily schedule. I've got amazing people on my team. They are really, really good at what they do. So much better than if I were to try and step in and do their job. And so I'm a big Michael Gerber fan, and so I'm a big believer in systems. take a week or two off work, as it were. I want to make sure that my business continues to do well. And if you have a business where if you were to stop working for a couple of weeks and you would feel an impact, you're in kind of risky waters right now. And so what I'd recommend is that you find ways to replace the work that you do on a regular basis. Now, you could always step in and do it if you have to, but you need to have contingencies. You need to start replacing your lower value tasks with people who can do that work for you so that you can focus on the only one thing that is going to make you more money, and that is growing your business. And in my experience, Nick, the two most effective things you can do to grow your business: number one, network with influencers. Number two, tell your story to large audiences. If you can just focus your time like a laser on saying, wait a minute, what am I doing right now? Am I networking right now with influencers who can grow my business? No? Am I telling my story to large audiences? No? I might want to change what I'm doing, or this particular task, can I hire it out? So the majority of the things that I spend my time doing are replying to emails from my media contacts with whom I spend time to build relationships with. Now, I need to say that even though I had some experience in working with the media, we've replicated this system. It works. And so even if you have absolutely zero experience in working with the media, all right, there's no magic formula. It's really not rocket science. All it is just networking. You're just networking with people that have some pretty tough content requirements. They have to tell the news each and every day. And so if you can work with them and avoid the temptation to sell to them or to sell to their audiences, you'll do very, very well. Play the long game. When you get media placement, just focus on one job, and that is bringing value. And if you can bring enough value, you'll be invited back over and over and over again. And eventually, they're going to, that influencer, that person in the media, they are going to find ways that they can wave their magic wand and send lots of people to your website and lots of paying customers.
Excellent, excellent. Now, let's say an entrepreneur is looking to raise capital to, start their startup, and they were going to do the PR route. What would you say would be a good kind of like non-aggressive approach to their PR campaign for them to not look like they're trying to sell themselves or something like that, but they are adding value and they're just great overall people and they're worthy of getting startup capital? What would you say would be a good spin or a good twist or something like that to put into their PR campaign in order to find capital?
Well, there's a couple of ways I can unpack that question for the person who's listening to us, because there's kind of the element that you had brought up about, okay, if I get earned media and I get influencers, maybe it's a YouTube celebrity, maybe it's a really big name podcaster. It doesn't have to be TV. I do a lot of TV because I like it because I don't have much competition. Most people are afraid of TV, so if you're willing to do it, you could do very, very well. But I need to talk about the value that you get that is just beyond the direct response sales that you'll get from that media appearance. And namely, in terms of wanting to attract investors, okay, your credibility and your authority in your industry goes up by orders of magnitude every time you appear on a major media outlet. So if you do want to raise capital, okay, if you do want to raise your speaking fees, if you want to raise your prices, if you want to improve your conversion rate, any of these things and far more, like if you want to create more joint venture partnerships with, big names, right? The best way I know to do that is to build authority by getting your name in the news or getting, in front of large audiences and speaking with authority. And so every time you appear, you are working your way up the media credibility ladder as well. So more and more opportunities are just going to open up to you. Now, in terms of workshops on being likable in media, and I've done it to rooms of attorneys. So you want to talk about having my work cut out for me? Let me tell you a couple things that I think are going to go a long way. Like if you do get an opportunity and you are being interviewed, let's say on TV, for example. Again, this same principle applies no matter what the media format is. But we've all watched reality TV shows where, like, you might be watching it with your spouse, and your spouse goes, "Man, I just really don't like that guy," and then you're like, "Yeah, I don't like him either. What is it?" Right? And so there's this likability or unlikability that it's just this energy that people give off. And when you're being interviewed, it's really important to, I'll just kind of run through kind of like a list of things that you want to keep in mind. So if you're taking notes, this is where you're going to want to hit the go back 30 seconds and wait a minute. I got to write all that stuff down that you just said. All right. Because I'm going to rifle through this really quick. Again, I'm taking like a 1-hour workshop and condensing it into like 20 seconds here. All right. So sitting with good posture is so important. And why is this stuff important before I list all the other things? It can mean the difference between getting 5 sales and 50 sales. Being likable on TV in front of the camera or wherever you're at is so important, and it can make you so much more money if you really get good at this, right? We all, look, you're going to get, many times, you're going to get one shot to perform in front of the judges, just like American Idol or America's Got Talent or whatever. You get one shot. And if you don't come across good on TV or you don't come across good, you're not going to be invited back. And if anyone else sees that, they're going to be like, ixnay on the expert A, right? They are not going to invite you to be in front of their audience. Most producers and influencers are very protective of their audience. They only want to book good guests. So let's go back to the list. Good posture, smile, having eye contact with the person who's interviewing you is very, very important, right? If you're looking around, if your eyes are kind of darting around, you look shifty. And people are like, I don't know, man, I just don't trust this dude, right? And also, you want to kind of mimic their body posture a little bit because that communicates that you're kind of on the same level and you're someone that has some confidence. Generally, reporters are going to have very good posture as well. Now, there's one thing that I can teach you that I think it really is like the kind of the magic formula to really improving any media segment, and that is conveying that you like the host, or that you like the host, the person interviewing you. If you convey that, you have instant credibility and rapport with the audience, because the reason that they are tuning in, right, is because they like the host. And the host generally has decent guests, whatever, but they like the host. And so if you show that you also like the host, then the person watching that's going to be like, yeah, they're just like me. Yeah. And so they're gonna just you're gonna get that rapport with them. And so a couple of other things. Again, don't look at the camera in most cases unless there's a message you need to specifically address to the viewers. At the beginning level, don't even worry about that. Okay, that's kind of an advanced thing that I'd recommend to be safe that you not do. And then don't look at the producer. Don't have stuff in your pocket. Don't have a pen in your hand. Right, your hand should be empty. You should be just pleasant and have a great conversation. And that is really going to come away very, very. It's just going to come across very, very well, and you're going to make a lot more money.
That's great. No, that's really, really good advice. And the funny thing you said, don't look at the camera. I've done film production, directing, producing, and stuff like that. And the first thing I tell the actors is, don't look at the camera. Okay.
And of course, your newbies are always like, they can't help it. They're like, there's that camera looking at me. I gotta look back.
Right, right. Okay, so just there's one last thing here I wanted to. And I kind of feel like this is one of the most important things is building the success mindset before you even get into, creating your business plan, getting your mind right from the beginning and how important that is.
Yeah, well, look, here's the reality. I mean, you're only going to do as well in business as you're prepared for it. if every time you spend time invested in growing, you become more valuable. Look, I know how tempting it is to want to pay attention to news and politics and sports and that sort of thing, and that's fantastic. I mean, it's great entertainment, but you know what? When you are watching Donald Trump and all of his antics, you're making his dreams come true. You're not making your own dreams come true.
And
right?
and
So
Donald,
the world will turn without you.
yeah, and
It's really important that you're very mindful about what you spend your time listening to and watching, and you do the stuff that's going to increase your value in the marketplace, so that you can charge more for your time and that you can deliver more value to audiences.
yeah, and like you're saying about Donald Trump, I would say he is a PR master.
Oh yeah, look, he's doing like him or hate him. Look, I totally get that. I mean, he's very polarizing. All right, but the guy knows how to attract a crowd, right or wrong. And here's the thing: you may hate him, but he doesn't care. Right? He is always serving his base, and there's something to learn about that because I do have members who are and clients that I teach to upend PR who are a little bit controversial and a little bit polarizing. And you know what? That's okay because the people who don't like you, they were never going to give you money to begin with. They were never going to listen to you to begin with. But when you have a strong message, and that message may be a bit controversial, it will absolutely rally your base, and they will want to, they're much more likely to want to do business with you because you are giving and delivering them the message that they want. So don't be afraid of a little bit of controversy. In fact, in working with the media, that plays really, really well. And so, again, even if you absolutely loathe Donald Trump and you want him to die, I think there's some things that we can learn from him.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, Josh, thank you so much. This has been absolutely incredible having you on the show. Hopefully, we can have you back on in the future. I will definitely stay in touch with you. But let the audience know what your website is and how they can get in touch with you if they're interested in your program.
I do a lot of pro bono education. I do a lot of pro bono work. That's Latin for free. At upendpr.com. I've got free workshops. I've got free videos. I've got free articles, step-by-step stuff that you can really get your media game going. And, when you get lots of exposure, you end up getting lots of traffic and eyeballs and potential customers and income. And more income allows you to test more and improve your products and services so you can really grow your operation and serve more people and fulfill your mission. But I would be absolutely honored, Nick, if the person listening to us would go and take all my free stuff. And if you want to work together, that's great too. But at the very least, please allow me to deliver you the most amount of value that I possibly can.
Definitely, and I, for one, personally do want to work with you. So it's not just a benefit having you on the show, but also just knowing you and seeing some of your information and everything you have to offer.
You'll be able to return and report on your results, which I think is really exciting.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much, everybody. This is Josh Elledge, and I urge you to go to his website, check out all this free information and content that he has. Hey, Josh, don't hang up just yet, but I'm going to end the show and just let everybody know this is absolutely incredible having you on the show, and we will have you on again sometime in the future.
My pleasure, Nick.